Okay, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to show you guys how to use Lovable.dev to build your own service-based website that looks great and converts amazing. So let's jump right into that. So this is Lovable.dev. If you do not have an account with Lovable, go ahead and make one. I believe they give you a free account to start. And if you'd like to use my promotional code within the link, you can do so to get a small discount when you sign up with Lovable.dev. Now, moving on from that, when you log into Lovable.dev, you're going to see a small chat widget, very similar to ChatGPT, and this is going to be how you're going to interact with Lovable.dev's LLM, which in this instance I believe is going to be Opus 4.5, and then we're going to start building from there. So let's go ahead and move on to how I do this for local businesses. So I picked a completely random business. I have no idea who this business is. A1 Handyman and Home Plumbing Services in Philly. I just Googled plumbers in Philly and I found this particular business that does not have a website. So we're going to go ahead and start off by just scraping some of the information that we have about this business. We're just going to copy their name. Obviously, we're going to copy, let's just put their phone number. Okay. We can even put their address, I suppose. We can go ahead and do that. Okay. And we are going to click down, see if there's anything else that we can find about the business. So they've put down some of the services that they provide. So we're going to go ahead and copy those as well. We're just going to go to what they said, faucets, water heaters, and so forth. And we're going to see if we have anything else. Okay, they have an Angie's account, Home Advisor, probably where they're getting most of their leads from. So let's try Angie and let's see. Yeah, they get a lot of leads from Angie, it looks like. So this is a great company to reach out to try and help get a good website and maybe even some Google ads going, because they would benefit from it quite a bit outside of Angie. So let's put up this. Let's just say I think we have the services they offer. Let's add that as well. Okay. And I'm going to show you all what we're going to do with this data in a second. And let's just see what else we got. Okay. So this is good. So we're going to go ahead and solve for this. Now, what I do with this information is I copy this, and then we're going to go into ChatGPT. And before we paste that in, we're just going to say, GPT, help me create a prompt for LLMs to build this custom website via the info provided. And we're just going to go ahead and paste in that info. Okay. Now GPT is going to come up with a prompt that we can copy and paste really quick, and that's going to be great. So it's just making that prompt, and what we're going to end up doing here is we are just going to copy that. So let's wait for it to finish. It's almost done. Okay. Let's just wait for it to finish. All right. And then I'm going to start copying some of this information now. So let's go ahead and start copying this. All right. Service about us. It's going through all of his prompts. All right. And you don't have to copy this exactly. You can go back in, you can, make alterations to this. This is just the way that I would do it if I was trying to make it quick and easy. And I didn't know anything about how to write code. Okay. So now we're going to drop this into Lovable just like that. And we're going to let Lovable cook up our website. Now, this is going to take a few minutes. I'm probably going to fast forward this part of the video. But once this is done, you guys are going to get a clear example of how great your website can look. It's going to look very customized. They have amazing templates within Lovable, and I think it's very user friendly for someone who does not know anything about writing code, design, GitHub, or any of the above. So let's let that go ahead and cook for a few seconds, and then we'll get right back into the video. All right, guys, we are back. Lovable has done its thing. It's been roughly 3 minutes, and this is what it has came up with. So it's using the business's name, some of their services that they offer, obviously where the location is in Philadelphia. They're using some mock examples. Look at how clean this website is, guys. This is amazing. And imagine that it did all this in 3 minutes, and this is a website that somebody would have charged you $600 to $800 to create, and I'm showing you how to do it for free. So the great thing about Lovable is there's a few really cool areas that you want to get comfortable with. One is this sidebar here. It's this chat widget. And so let's say that you want to change something, like let's say, for example, on the home page, while I'm doing this example, we'll go ahead and write this prompt. I just want to add more context and graphics to the homepage for a more compelling user experience. Okay. Let's say we just add that in. Now, Lovable is going to take that prompt and that query and go ahead and cook up something new just to make sure that our homepage is a little bit more context, a little bit longer. I believe on the Google crawls, they want you to have somewhere around 800 words or so. So just kind of keep that in mind whenever you're building pages. You don't have to have a long homepage, but by having a longer homepage that's around the 800 word mark, you dramatically increase your SEO score. So this is kind of something to keep in mind. But outside of the preview tab, there's a lot of really cool things here. Now, Lovable has its own cloud. And what this cloud does is it allows you to store information, it allows you to create edge functions, and it allows you to have a backend all within Lovable. And why that's so important is that before the last few months, Lovable only had integrations with companies like Supabase, for example. And Supabase, which still is not technically a code platform or a SQL platform, it still had a little bit of technical savvy that you would have to know to navigate the website properly. This about tables and SQL functions and so forth. And you still have to know a little bit of that. Like you still want to know how to use edge functions and different things, different integrations that you'll have to learn to be able to use the platform properly. However, it has scaled down quite a bit with this new cloud function. The next thing that you want to do, or get familiar with rather, is going to be design. So in the design function, you can pick on certain things. You can change the themes, the visuals. You can even click on certain areas within the website, and then you can change things on the website manually. Now let's go ahead and look at what it has added. It has added stats bars, a project showcase, how it works, common problems we solve, service area tags, section labels, and a richer hero. So let's just go ahead and scroll down and see what we got. So you can see here, we've added this section here, which looks amazing, all with stock images. And you can change those to your own images as well. We added some other cool functions, why choose us, and a few other areas here, just some other graphics. And you can continue to build with Lovable as much of a website as you want. But just imagine this: in the last 5 minutes, we have found a business that does not have a website, and we basically built them a site. And all these little buttons, obviously, you can configure to work. Let's go through some of these pages. We have a service page, which has all of the services that we scraped from the website here, and then we dump them into ChatGPT to get a better prompt. And then we put that right into Lovable to give us the best page possible in terms of what services they offer. So we have plumbing services and handyman services here. And again, we have a call to action for requesting a quote. And when we go to the quote section, they have a get in contact page. And again, you can customize this however you'd like. You can create your own quote widget. You can do a plethora of different things to customize it however you want. But just look at how great this is. This is amazing for a starter page, right? Now let's keep on going. Now, outside of that, we also have the code section. This is really, really great for tech nerds like me that want a little bit more control over where exactly everything is going to be placed within their site. So as you can see, within the last 3 minutes, we've cooked up quite a bit of code. We have a public section here. We also have a SRC section for all of our functions and assets and libraries and pages and apps and so forth. We have a get.ignore section because typically you're going to push this to GitHub, but that would be for another video. It's a little bit more technical. You have a README section. You have a plethora of different sections that would have taken a conventional software developer or a front-end developer weeks to create, and it's making it happen in 3 minutes. Now, you also have an analytics tab, which has no actual data yet, but once you publish a website, this tab will show you your visitors, what kind of actions that they've taken, what pages that they're resting on, and so forth. So let's look at the power of this, guys. This is so amazing. Whenever you're ready to publish your site, let's go back to the homepage. You would simply just click publish, and then it will publish it to the live internet, and you would have a working site that you just vibe coded, basically, and that is completely ready to take on real world tasks and is very robust. And I would dare to say it's better than what most web developers are making. And Usually most of the web developers nowadays are just using lovable.dev anyway, or something similar to it like Cursor, to create your website. Okay, guys. Now there's a lot of other things to consider when you're building a website. However, you do have things like forward leads, you have voice agents, you have integrations with things like Supabase that you may want to go over. You have security leaks and risks that may go over the scope of what Lovable can provide. You may want to configure RAG systems, which can save data and pull from that data to train models or answer questions for more complex workflows, and much, much more. You have data-driven models. You have diverse knowledge-based systems that you may want to configure. There's a lot of other things to consider. But for a basic website, I would say 90% of companies that just want a basic website that can capture leads and that can look professional, look how great this looks, okay? You can test. You can also make mobile applications with it. The options are endless. So I just want to kind of show this to you guys. It's very, very simple to make. If you do not have a Lovable account yet, go ahead and use my link and you can join Lovable for a small discount. If you have Lovable already, more power to you, and I will see you on the next video.